And there we go. I think I am talking in game now. Golgi, say something in game.
Hello.
Oh, and I don't have you muted either.
You don't. Oh, so you can hear me twice.
Double talking. Okay.
Are we good? We
I
good?
think we're good now.
Perfect. Like you just got a new computer, right? When was that? Like 2 weeks now?
Yeah, like a week or 2 weeks ago. Probably a week ago.
How does
I
that
think it was.
feel?
It's amazing. I get to edit videos and it doesn't take a while. I get to play PUBG
Yeah.
and get, more than 30 frames a second.
Yeah, I got a new computer recently too, and I had a problem with my new computer for a while. It was blue screening like all the time, and I found out it just my RAM just wasn't compatible with my motherboard
Yeah.
somehow or another. It's just some kind of hardware bug. So
Yeah.
I took it back, and they just gave me a replacement for a thing that was working. They even gave me something that was like $7 more expensive, but they gave it to me for free anyways. So that was nice.
Very nice.
And now it's working perfectly, and yeah, I get to play games on high frame rate, and I actually have a modern processor now, so which means I can actually finally start streaming, recording, and stuff like that, and it feels really nice.
Speaking of recording, I didn't let you guys know what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DotP Wednesday Inhouse. This is lobby number 2, game number 1, week number 1 of season 6. As always, my name is Wivrex, and joining me is the most attractive man in the world, as voted by you, the Golgi app.
Hello. I don't agree with that last statement.
Well, it's a democracy, man. Sorry. But we are into the game. We are into the draft now. The bans have already gone out. Some of the more flavor bans of Earthshaker and Veno out immediately. Necro, Necro Invoker, how do you feel about those two bans?
I think Necro is still good. He isn't as incredible as he was within a TI, because back then he was definitely first bannable. He got hit pretty hard in the hotfix in between, whenever Dueling Fates come out, there was one minor patch that hurt Necro really heavily. I think it hurt Necro more than any other hero, because now the Scythe cooldown is flat at even at level 3 Scythe has a flat cooldown, same as level 1. I think it's like a 100-second cooldown or something, even if it's level 3. And that really sucks now. Now you really need to get Egg Scepter on Necro if you want to be spamming the Scythe.
Yeah. What's the cooldown on? I mean, it basically makes it so that it'll guarantee it's a 1 scythe per engagement.
Yeah,
unless
I believe
you get
it's
eggs.
like 20-second cooldown once you get eggs. So it's like an 80-second decrease on their egg items, which is insane. I mean, it's like such a high value item. But the thing was, before the patch, without eggs, I think your like ulti was on a 40-second cooldown.
Right.
Which was Bruce was great. You didn't need to get eggs, right? Unless you fought like all the time or something, or you can get 2 sites in a single fight with an eggs. But like before,
one
it was
on the
not a popular
initiation,
item.
and then one towards the end.
Yeah.
Now, Lich and Sven are already picked up here for the Dire. That's quite a bit of armor coming out. Do you think that Radiant should really start looking into? Do you think it's worth going minus armor at this point? Maybe a purge hero to get rid of it from these two heroes, or just sink a lot into magic damage?
I personally, I think it's a little too much at this point to try to go into any kind of armor strat, because, Lich Sven is countering it super hard already. And I think that's a good point you mentioned, that you can get a purge hero. They think they should pick up a carry that can pick up a Diffusal Blade, because if you can get Lich's Ice Armor plus Sven's Warcry at the same time with that Diffusal Blade, that's like a 20 armor minus on a single item, which is absolutely nuts. So, and otherwise, then the carry won't build a lot of damage. Something they can do is they can pick up a carry that does a lot of magic damage, like Faceless Void. Most of his early game damage is just magic, because he gets the time lock, and it's a really combination with Ancient Apparition. And he also naturally builds Diffusal Blade.
All very good points. So Faceless Void, a good priority here. Played in the that would still be something like an offlane one, right? Or would you expect to see him run as a core?
I like safe lane. I think safe lane Void is stronger now. He can definitely go offlane, but I prefer him safe lane now, especially when you have Ancient Apparition with you. Those two heroes synergize so well with each other. As soon as Void hits level 6, even Ancient Apparition without the Ice Blast, if you have few points into
Cold.
cold touch and the cold feet, it gets voided. You cold touch both yourself and the void, and then
you do a
put ice
billion damage.
vortex. Yeah, you put ice vortex under the guy who got chronoed, which buffs your damage because of the cold touch, right? And it buffs the time lock damage, and then it buffs the cold feet damage. Like no one survives that combo just with ancient apparition, void, and the lane alone.
Yep. Radiant here taking a long time to decide on their next 2 picks. Already burning through a lot
I'm
of
gonna
their
go
reserve time.
close the window a little bit because there are children outside.
Those goddamn children. Yeah, they've already got their Night Stalker, and we expect to see him in the 4 position. That's going to be an Underlord.
Ooh, okay.
That's an okay. I guess it's an okay setup for Ice Blasts and things like that, right? But
it's also a decent hero against Sven in a way. It's Sven hates getting kited, of course, without his BKB, and if you fight around your Pit of Malice very well, like Sven can have a very miserable time. But it is a really weird pick. I really don't know what to feel about this hero. I know there are a lot of community members in the DotP who just love this hero. They stand by it to the death. So, but I haven't seen him a lot competitive-wise, so I'm not sure how the hero exactly fits into the meta.
Yeah, and here's another person that we haven't seen a lot of, Tusk. He's got great utility and somewhat good roaming potential. It's all on how well he places his ice shards. Yeah. Like when you see one of those players that really knows his hero. But I don't know, opinion on this Tusk. It feels off. Both of these last 2 picks feel really off to me for the current way things are going.
I think Tusk is a pretty decent hero. I mean, especially if the opponents are trying to set up some kind of a wombo combo type of thing. A well-timed snowball can cancel a lot of that from happening, and Tusk has some really good talents that makes him really good. A recent one, I don't think it's even recent, but he gets the level 10 talent, which gives him 40% XP boost, which lets him scale very fast into late game.
You think Dire maybe is looking to get something like a Darkseer so they can snowball in, vacuum into the big Sven, destroy everyone? Because a way to get everyone in at the same time for that vacuum is really what I see a lot of teams lacking when they pick that Sven Darkseer.
Yeah, I mean, another thing is they don't want to really initiate with mass snowball though, because if you initiate with it, then ancient apparition can get massive into pit. So they don't want to initiate with it. I think it's a more of a reactive spell in this case, or a Tusk solo initiating. That's fine. But they definitely don't want to use it as a team initiation tool. And Spectre, that hero, I mean,
yeah, Golgi, I gotta grab something real quick. I was gonna ask you next. Give me the rundown on the Spectre, because that is what.
Yeah, so Spectre is a hero that's been kind of unpopular recently. I think she is actually quite fine within the pub meta, but against constructed teams that know how to push and pressure Spectre and just kind of take objectives while Spectre is trying to farm, and because it takes so long to come online that by the time she comes online you might have taken racks and stuff like that. So that's kind of the way you have to play around Spectre, and that's why she hasn't been really that great in, for example, TI. I think she hasn't been picked once at the international. Like, that's quite frightening. I think there's 3 heroes not picked, and she was one of them. But I think, since the DotP in-houses are in-houses, and these are like around 4K-ish players, Spectre can still do a decent job here. And of course, we were talking about that they need to focus on trying to pick up heroes that doesn't deal a lot of physical damage because they have Lich and Sven. And Spectre fits that role quite well. Most of her damage is magic from the Radiance, from the Dispersion, which is pure, I believe, and the her isolated orb attack thing. I can't remember what that was. Desolate. That's all pure damage. And of course, she also picks up a Diffusal Blade. So late game, if she wants to get more damage in, of course, you can just Diffusal off the Warcry and the Ice Armor. Is not a big deal. Silencer is a good pick if, we all obviously see Dire is trying to go for this kind of initiation and just kind of pick off type of gameplay here. Tidehunter initiates, and as soon as the Ravage stun wears off, silence again, global silence, so the opponents can't really respond properly. Okay, so the Radiant team picks up a last pick Viper, which is a interesting idea. I actually like this quite a bit. When you have a Spectre on your team, you want to have a hero that can either set up kills around the map, so Spectre can join in with just haunting in and pick up a kill for her, or you want to have a hero that sets a very, very good early tempo that the disadvantage of an Spectre isn't as big. So Viper kind of fits that secondary role of kind of having a big tempo and kind of sucking up all the Dire's attention early game, so Spectre can get big late game.
All right, so I was watching what was going on while I was grabbing all my stuff. This kind of looks this. You know, it is just an in-house game, and I like when there's big overarching themes and clear-cut styles and drafts, and maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but I don't see one here. This looks like a bit of just a pub lineup. What is there any themes or styles or play styles or plans that you see forming with these? The
plan is the Dire team is a pick-off lineup, right? I mean, they have Ravage and global silence. They have that their plan is to jump in, catch like 2 or 3 people with Ravage, and then you blow global silence so the other team can't respawn, kill those guys, back off, and just farm the map with your bout advantage by winning that fight, right? But of course that's going to be very vulnerable because they're going to be very dependent on their cooldowns. And for the Radiant, there's a global lineup, right? You have Underlord, who has a global presence with that Dark Rift, and then you have AA, who can send a Ice Blast from very far away, and then you have the Spectre, who can haunt people.
Even Night Stalker can use his darkness to at least give his team a vision advantage, right?
Yeah. So I think that's what they're going for. I am not a big fan of long cooldown, big team fight type of strats right now. It's not a very good strat currently, and I think Ice Frog has been trying to kind of move away from that, at least during the TI season. So it's kind of weak, but then again, both teams went for the strat, so we'll see which is going to be better. I think Dire's function better. Like Ravage into Global Silence is just a classic. And the problem with the Radiant is they have no way to set up Ancient Apparition's Ice Blast. So it's going to be very hard for Dwarves to land really great Ice Blasts here because it's going to be all on him and his aim to be able to get the job done.
All right, we got 15 seconds before Rune spawns. It looks like there is not going to be much fighting aside from Killer Karate taking a few shots here and there. Let me tell you who's playing. We have XB on the Underlord. Viper will be played by Lost Boy. The Ancient Apparition is Dwarves SC. Direwolf on Night Stalker. And finally, that's Jordan Hansen on the Spectre. Meanwhile, on the Dire,
we have Ferriga playing Sven. Shield on Silence. Honey on the Titan. Voiceless.
Uh-oh, your voice is cutting in and out.
Am I cutting in and out?
There, you're good now.
Oh.
But it was cutting pretty bad.
Okay, should I do the Dire introduction again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so we got Ferriga on Sven, Chilled on Silencer, Sunny on the Tusk, Killer Karate on Tidehunter, and Voiceless Fate on Lich.
Perfect.
What's
Killer Karate? I think he accidentally hit
Enter.
Space. Yeah, enter. And sticking things. God, having to lane against an AA in the safe lane is just garbage, especially. Luckily, they don't have another range support, but when it's AA and especially something like a Shadow Shaman, where they get Chilling Touch and they get to just pump so much damage into you, it's ridiculous. Oh, they're gonna slow him down. Actually, he's getting taken down by the Cold Feet. Not enough to keep him, but yeah, he's gonna have to pop his salve or something here soon. He has no way. He's got the Anchor Smash. He's probably gonna need to just ditch this lane and go. Oh, Killer Karate, be careful.
What is he doing? Yeah, he can't really tank the creeps. He doesn't have any points of Kraken Shell. I think he should have taken level 1 Kraken Shell. This level 1 Anchor Smash has been pretty useless so far.
Dwarves is gonna try and go for the kill with the Cold Feet, but he's got the salve there now, and this could be exactly what he's looking for.
Yeah,
he hits him with the Cold Feet, but he's going to have to run through the trees and find him. On the way out, he's going to find the tower, take 1 shot, 2 shots, but the very nice salve will keep him alive, keep him topped off. So, salve for salve. Ultimately, that did kind of favor Killer Karate because, he shouldn't have been able to stick around like that.
But he is still in a pretty bad position here.
Yeah.
Still level 1. Yeah, should have taken the Kraken Shell first. At least he has a bunch of regeneration. He has 3 mangoes. And still 1 tango left. So he's gonna be healthy pretty soon.
One more creep there. He's got the Kraken Shell now.
Yeah. Should make it a lot easier for him.
Regen spotted for Dire. Now that he's got that, he's a little bit more able to sit in lane, harass the Spectre. AA, he doesn't have all that much right-click damage, so he
mid lane. Lost Boy might go down. No,
Yeah.
he needs to pop a...
Getting chased by Direwolf. He's going to get a couple shots into him. Oh, he's going the other way, but the tower hit. He got a little bit too close to the tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, Silence has a kind of hard time against Viper. Any hero with damage over time abilities, really. Arcane Curse, you put that on Viper, and you might end up taking a lot more damage than he does because the corrosive skin ticks. This just goes on you.
Yeah. Now Killer, he's doing much better now. Once he got that level 2, he's able to sit here and he's just smashing up against the other team. Dwarves did throw out the Chilling Touch, so he's going to take a lot of damage through the Kraken Shell now. Spectre's got it on him, but he's probably going to just use it for last hitting, so... Tidehunter just needs to time it out, and then he'll be able to go back in there. Uh-oh, but he's going to get found. Still 2 Chilling Touch on Spectre. This is going to hurt. He's trying to get out of there. Oh, he makes the TP out just
Dwarves might die.
No? Oh, Dwarves, yeah.
God damn.
Just to the creeps?
Yeah, just the creeps. He just was tanking all that creep wave because he was trying to get there for the cold feet. And he got there, cooking up. Unfortunately, cold feet takes forever to proc. To
tick, yeah. And as soon as he TP's out, it's gone instantly. It's not going to continue to do any damage.
Yeah.
Alright, so they're dedicating Voiceless here on the Lich to the mid lane to try and give Chilled an easier time. They're going to be able to give him some armor, and he's going to be able to eat those waves, put it in a better position for him, hopefully. Because, yeah, Chilled, how's Last Hits doing right now? 20-5 for that mid lane, so Lost Boy just demolishing this mid lane.
Yeah, this is how it goes against a Viper. It's a lane that you try
trap
not
for Silencer
to
right now. They're putting some damage onto him, but they've got some hits. There we go. Cold Feet as well. Direwolf going to fly in, get that first darkness, that first night. Go for an easy kill, and Lost Boy taking a lot of damage to the tower, but he'll be fine for now. They've even found Killer Karate, and they're going to be able to put a little bit of damage into him. They will not have any kill potential for him here, I don't think, and they would be unwise to continue this. But that will keep him out of lane, so he can't jungle, can't lane. This poor Tide is not where he wants to be right now.
I honestly think this Voiceless Phase should just park his butt in the mid lane. Because Sven is going to have a decent time against Underlord with Lich or not Lich, because Underlord just is going to do his thing even if he's against a tri-lane or a soul lane, right?
Yeah.
And Chilled is one that really needs help right now, and just the Ice Armor and being able to sacrifice every single range creep is going to do a lot of work to help Chilled keep him in the game. Like, he should be Ice Armoring him right now. Like, there's no point not to be using that off cooldown. Because he isn't going to help him get a kill, because Lich's early game kill potential is very low, especially if you take an early point in Ice Armor rather than 2 points into Frost Blast, which I think is a better build. But
yes. Alright, and this is going to free up. Spectre is getting the best farm in the game right now, and that'll free up the supports to come here. Yeah, Lost Boy, Voiceless, just a little bit too aggressive there. Chilled now, trying to put some damage in, but he's got to be careful. He's going to get
he should have Ice Armor.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, why doesn't he have Ice Armor? He should have had that, like, a while ago, and he ended up taking a half-life of damage. If he had the Ice Armor, he might have taken, like, a quarter less.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the point. It's... Oh, boy. He's trying to TP in right now. He's not get the armor onto Chilled. There he goes, but Chilled has already taken a lot of tick damage. He's going to go down. They should be able to get a kill onto Direwolf here. 1-2 shots. It's not going to be enough. Direwolf is running away. They're going to try and chase him down, but they have no one in a position with the speed to catch him.
Voices not
running
going
into
on this.
Dwarves, but Sunny is here. Killer Karate's here as well, though. They get the Anchor Smash onto Lost Boy, taking so much damage. Sunny is going to get frozen in place. Killer Karate, he's going to need to be the one to get him. An Anchor Smash, he will get him. Finally, they're going to take down the Viper.
Unfortunately, Chilled was not close enough to be able to take intelligence from Viper with that kill. He got the Arcane Curse on him too. It was unfortunate. Yeah, this is a little bit of kind of fragmented plays here coming out from the Dire side. While I think a Dire Wolf and Dwarves SC has been rotating incredibly well as a duo. Like as soon as a nighttime hit, they have gotten like 3 kills so far as a roaming duo.
Let's see what Spectre up to. He's got his Quelling Blade, he's got his Ring of Health, so is he just going to jump straight into a Vanguard here, it looks like?
I think it's a smart build. I also like the build like Vanguard into Urn. It's a pretty slow build, but I think it's one of the better builds right now as Spectre. It lets you participate in fights early game, and also it makes you really hard to gank.
Yeah, that's his biggest problem, right? Is why he's fallen so far out of favor. Is that his typical builds are very long to wind up.
Yeah, like Radiance first just isn't cutting it anymore, right? Oh, another kill.
Fight up top. It is actually going to be a kill onto Sven. Very nice job. Direwolf.
Huge, yeah.
Direwolf and Dwarves SC with these rotations again. They're kind of attached to each other at the hip, and it's doing quite well.
It's a haste rune on Lost Boy. He might be thinking of diving on Chilled, which he is probably going to go as soon as he sees him. I think he can go right now, yeah. It's an easy kill.
There he goes.
Oh, but there's a TP
Lich
coming
come in. It's just the Lich, though. He can give him a little bit of ice armor, but it's not going to do much against this magic damage from the ult and the right click. That should be enough. No, it's not. Chilled. He's going to try and pop something. No, he will not tick down. Wow. He popped a salve during that, right?
Almost killed him. Yeah,
he popped a salve in the middle of
salve.
That was enough to save him. He was 9 HP away from death.
Voices Fade might get Dogon.
Dwarves SC. Yeah, there we go. Killer Karate going down again. This team just everywhere they need to be, picking up a kill onto the Tide, and now Voices Fade there on the top. No, that was in the mid. He got chased down. In the mid, stuck around.
Yeah. Yeah, as a Lich, you just can't stick around in a lane against Viper. Viper will just run you down every single time. And this is like a nightmare situation when you're facing against a Spectre, right? You're losing the early game hard, and Spectre is having a free farm. He has 57 last hits and 23 denies. The guy's had a phenomenal lane.
The time of his life.
Dwarves now.
Trying to chase down Dwarves, but he has to be really careful. He's taking quite a bit of damage. There's no shrine for him to go to, but yeah, he will just barely be able to make it out of there. And Chilled wisely decides not to chase across the river with no vision of a lot of the other team's heroes.
Yeah, looking bad so far. Unfortunately, Sunny hasn't had very successful rotations as Tusk. He's supposed to be the playmaker on his team, but I felt like he's been stuck kind of helping Ferga instead of roaming around. And he's trying to be roaming now with Voices Fade. Hopefully it's not too late.
They do have a Ravage up now, but they've got level 1 Ice Blast. They've got this. I don't think they even have enough damage to kill Spectre. Or to kill Spectre, obviously. I don't think he would.
They need one more hero here. They need either Sven or Silencer.
Can they get? They're going to see AA. They might be able to get him. Faraga going to go down again on the top. Got a gush out onto Dwarves. Nice. They're going to be able to trap him up in the Ice Shards. Exactly what we're looking for. Then follow out with another Ravage right into Spectre. Spectre taking a bit of damage, but I think that's more than enough. Spectre won't be able to kill them, but I don't think they can kill Spectre either. TP coming in from Direwolf. Direwolf, his knight is not here. It's going to be another minute and 10 seconds. Meanwhile, Lost Boy going to get another kill onto Chilled.
This is looking pretty bad.
It's very grim.
For the Dire heroes. Of course, their team is made to team fight, so we'll see if they can turn around in the mid game. But having a bad lane means, Tidehunter not being able to get his either Mechanism or Blink Dagger fast enough. Same thing for Sven. Sven still hasn't even finished the Mask of Madness. You should have that around 12 minutes. But
he's still not doing terribly in last hits. 51. He's obviously not above as high as the other people. But, I mean, when you compare the Spectre who's at a free lane and the Viper who's at an easy natural advantage.
Even if you have good last hits, right? When you die, you lose a lot of gold.
Oh, Killer Karate is taking some damage right now to Spectre. He's going to back up Spectre. They're trying to chase him down, but they've got support from Dwarves here. Dwarves is going to get caught into the Ice Shards now. Shield is trying to go onto him. They have the Snowball ready for whenever they want to use it. Going to try and keep him from getting under the tower. There they go, and that'll be Chilled getting his first set of intelligence there.
They will try to fight this. Darkness comes up, but I don't think they can chase him down, especially with this Frozen Sigil.
Oh, Killer Karate could be in some trouble. He could take a lot of damage here from Spectre, but Spectre's just hanging out in the tree. He's actually going to put the damage. He wants to go for Chilled Wind. They've got a TP in for Dwarves to see. Dwarves is still not level 6, but the Cold Feet up. Chilled is going to get stunned, and so he will be trapped in place now. They're going to be on the run. Here comes Faraga. A nice stun. It's going to get the 1. Now he's going to try and turn around into the rest. Killer Karate is running out. A nice ultimate is going to get the final hit onto him. Spectre still alive.
Goes on hot lane. Oh, he's going to get Voice's Fade. He has a dagger he can throw out.
Yeah, there's the dagger. It's going to get him. He did go for that urn, as you said. That even before the Vanguard. Now Faraga is caught kind of by himself. He's going to get hit by an Ice Blast as well. Put as much damage as you want. He's now going to get frozen up and has the Viper ultimate. More than enough. Sunny, you better get out of here, Sunny. That Sigil's doing some work, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. He's going to roll in. Now Chilled Wind is trying to turn around. Put the damage to Lost Boy. Lost Boy
should
just fight, yeah. But it looks like he's going to be able to make it through, and now he's got his boots up.
The courier? Oh, Chilled is still chasing. This is a little awkward now.
Now Direwolf and Dwarves see. The Dwarves is going to be able to pick up the AA, but Lost Boy could easily put the damage into Dwarves, and even Chilled Wind went down to Night Stalker in the back, and that engagement is finally over.
Oh, man, that was, I felt like there was a little bit of tilt coming out there. The original engagement from Chilled and Tusk just felt a little bit, and that was definitely an overextension. There was no way that one would be able to pick those kills
I'm not sure what the plan was there, because Killer Karate had Ravage up. I don't know if that just came off cooldown. It's been a while since he used it. I feel like he had it for that fight.
No, he just got off cooldown. Thing is a long cooldown level. It's a flat cooldown no matter what. But yeah,
2.5 minutes. I don't know. His he blew his Ravage at like 10 minutes on that kill on AA. I feel like he should have had it there.
But it was just Chilled and Sunny there, right? So
yeah, I mean, but if you're gonna go for it, like, I don't think you go for it, but if you are gonna go for it, I feel like you should have your Ravage there.
Yeah, it was just a very tilted play. Chilled now getting caught again.
He's trying to TP out, but they have so much damage here.
Yeah, this is looking quite bad. Now, interesting. Spectre decided not to go for the Vanguard, but instead go for the Hill of Defiance, which makes sense to me. I mean, you don't feel like the right clicks are going to be as big as the magic damage in this game.
Yeah.
So it's a good alternative.
I mean, the only real physical damage you're worried about taking is the Sven ultimate, and at that point, like, you know, you're gonna be taking an assload of damage. Period.
Yeah, the damage block isn't going to help. Damage block is good against little hits that come fast. Yeah, not big hits that come slow. Armor is more effective against big hits that come slow.
Well, no, armor is effective against all. Scaling. Damage block is only good against low.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. As in, like, if you want to block Sven attacks, you want to get armor.
Yeah. I think everyone knew what you meant. You just said armor, so I wanted to clarify. You know what's interesting to me is that there's that raindrop is the only form of magic damage block. I feel like there should be more.
I don't think so.
Even at a small amount.
But I mean, it's way too situational though, right? Because like damage block is great because the creeps hit you with it, a jungle creeps hit you with it, and stuff like that. But not a lot of things hit you for magic damage, right? That's the problem.
It's situational, but I think you should have the option for the situation. Like DPS, obviously there'd have to be an internal cooldown on it. Like any dot hero, Killer Karate is just going to get destroyed. He's going to blow his Ravage, but his team's not here for the follow-up. Pit of Malice is doing a nice job of zoning them out. But yeah, like, you know, your Venomancers, any of your dot heroes that do many small ticks, if it had an internal cooldown, it would, you know, that would balance it because it couldn't just block everything. But you know, it's something to deal with those guys. Even Sven's gonna go down. He takes the tower. No, he doesn't take the tower. It's gonna get denied.
If they see it slow, yeah. But I don't know. I don't think hurting like magic users right now is the right idea.
True.
Because I don't think like Venomancer is even that strong. Like his ulti is strong, but you can just TP out against it, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
ask
there
me
are
how I
always
know.
so many ways. Yeah, there's so many ways to deal with those damage over time abilities already. I just don't think there's probably a reason to. Kill Karate getting slowed down now.
Yeah, he's caught by the ultimate there from
Oh my
Vipers.
god, the amount of slows on this team.
Yeah, he's just gonna go down. They've got a nice ultimate, but ultimately it will be to no avail.
Nice
He's
shards.
gonna get caught out by the shards, but here comes an ice blast. It's gonna go in. It's gonna hit onto the Lich now. Lich going down. Takes a dagger as well. Spectre's coming in with the haunt, just jumping around doing as much damage as possible. Hits Faraga with that urn, and now Faraga's gonna have to be on the run. Viper's gonna be able to jump forward. They're gonna be able to clean him up as well. Now Silencer, the only one left, back to the high ground, just completely destroyed. And 14k gold lead here at the 18-minute mark against the Spectre.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this game is over. Like, Spectre is one of the best heroes at putting games away too, and kind of capitalize on your lead. And I just don't see how they're gonna be able to recover from this. And Spectre is going for an early game build too, not even going for the Radiance Rush. I love this. I think the Radiance isn't very good on Spectre anymore. I mean, you still get it later, but I think the Diffusal first build up is really good, especially considering that there was the Warcry and the Ice Armor we're talking about.
Yep, he can purge. So Dire, they lost mid, they lost off lane, and they broke even, I think, on the safe lane. Maybe won it a little bit just economically. What did they need to do differently?
Well, I don't know if they even won their safe lane, right? Because Sven died like 3 times within the lane, and Spectre got way up much more out of her safe lane than Sven did.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's where you will be looking at, right? How well the other lane across the map do, right?
Yeah, you're right. I was comparing it the Underlord versus the safe lane, and it felt like at the beginning of the game, nothing really happened in that lane, in that specific lane. But apples to apples, 1-to-1. Yeah, they lost every single lane.
I mean, what can they do? They need to get a good Ravage into Global Silence into a multi-man Stormhammer to follow up after Ravage and kill a couple of heroes with that, and then disengage and then rinse and repeat over and over.
So what, for the play, obviously we felt like Lich just needed to camp mid, and then that left Sven and Tusk there in the top lane, and obviously Tidehunter just had to bail out, go to the jungle, and then do you feel like he just needed to time better for showing out a lane to get the supports out so that he can bully the Spectre, or did he need to just suck it up, stay in lane, and force the supports to stay?
I think he should have forced the supports to stay, because those two supports rotating around is so much work, right? Because if we compare to XP staying in his lane with Underlord, the amount of time that he forced the Tusk and a Lich to stay in to help Sven meant that his other heroes like Spectre and the Viper did better in their lanes, right? And that's what you'll be doing as offlaner. You won't be making space for the other players, and that's engagement in the top lane. Tanky as Viper though. He's probably not going to get away from this.
Yep, finally going down Childwin.
Oh
They've got all the slows in the world.
Well, just the one. Tier 2.
Yeah, it will be a trade, but that was a almost 1k gold kill. It goes over towards Sunny, which is unfortunate.
With the supports assist gold combined, there was 1691 gold for the Dire. That just shows how far they're behind.
I mean, yeah, looking at the net worth charts, Sven just barely pulled ahead of the Night Stalker.
Ugh, yikes. Oh, that is... Oh my god, the Beer Poison 4 is doing better than anyone on the Dire team. Yeah, that hurts. That really hurts. And a Dire Wolf. I like this build. He's going for a Egg Inceptor Rush. This is the build you go for when you're ahead. Because when you're ahead, what you want is map domination, and there's nothing better than Night Stalker Eggs for that. Just take away everything that the Dire can farm, prevent it from catching up. Another thing is, Sven went for this Mask of Madness build, right? And when you go for this Mask of Madness build, you want to be active in the early game and then taking a lot of stacks and things like that, but he hasn't even been able to take a lot of stacks.
Yeah, he's had really no chance. And is no jungle, and then the supports just haven't had the time to stack, right? We've got one
Yeah.
Ancient stack here, and then everything else has just been cleaned up onesies.
So Radiant are doing the Roshan right now. It got scanned out, but yeah, there's nothing that Dire can do. They wisely stay away, especially with Kernel Karate not having the Blink Dagger yet. He decided to go for the mechanism first, which, I mean, I can't really disagree with. I mean, he needs both.
I think, honestly, I think this is the game. Oh, yeah, they will get a much-needed influx of gold there. They're going to delay it up, and now these guys need to TP back. Chill doesn't have a TP, though. Chill's going to have to go buy one, so they're going to have to get back now.
Brutal, savage, wrecked.
They're trying to slow roll it in. Tide and Sunny need to just TP in. Tide, go. He's gonna try and come in from the
Tide
back.
is coming from back.
Their Sven's down. They can't do anything right now with this Ravage. They use the Golden Silence. He's gonna run in.
Really
he's coming in. Actually, Chilled. He's doing a bit of damage, but Spectre's looks like he's gonna be able to make it out of there. No, he does go down, but however, the Aegis is there and pops. So Tusk gets torn out. Spectre is back. Killer Karate, the last one left, a buyback from Tusk. Yeah, I think they needed to sack the racks and wait for their.
I mean, Killer Karate TPing to the shrine was a mistake because it took him so long to get to the fight, and then he ravaged the supports in the back, but their Spectre was diving your cores. You need to ravage that Spectre and force a kill out on the Spectre instead.
They baited, made it look like they were going to complete that Dark Rift, but they stopped. Killer Karate now is getting caught up, and here comes the first Rack's finally going to go down. Melee taking a while. But they've got people dead. They can't. They're trying so hard to defend right now, but they're really just giving kill over kill. Kill after kill over.
They won't be able to take this Rax at least, I think. And there it goes down. And
now
Children getting chased down again.
Oh, and here comes an Ice Blast. It's going to hit onto two, blow them up. I don't think the game will get to this point, but I think Tidehunter needs to look to get a Force Staff instead of the Blink.
There's a GG. Yeah, I mean, when you're this behind, yeah, maybe Force Staff is. But
yeah, and not just that, the Spectre. So here's the biggest issue with a Blink in this game. Spectre, with that team being ahead, Spectre is going to be initiating with Haunt, and he's had 4K gold right now, so that Radiance was coming. When it gets to that point, you will never ever get to use that Blink in an advantageous way. You'll never get to initiate.
I don't think so. I mean, Spectre's ulti is a very long cooldown, right? He doesn't always have it on.
True, right? But they're going to be pushing the pace and taking big objectives with it.
Yeah, I mean, but you shouldn't be fighting into a ulti, though. If Spectre ultis, you don't fight. You gotta disengage, right? You don't force staff yourself in and try to fight against Spectre ulti when you're that behind against Diffusal Radiance, right? And I think, like, you know, the reason why you would go for stuff, I think, is to save your heroes from getting Pillow Malice and Viper.
And just the easier build-up.
Stuff like that.
Right, the easier build-up is gonna make it come out sooner, hopefully.
Yeah. But, you know, at that point, there's just, I mean, you need your opponents to misplay super hard to win.
Yeah. All right, everyone. That was game number 1, week number 1, lobby number 2 of DotP Wednesday Inhouse season number 6 with Wivrex and Golgi. We'll see you guys in game 2.